My students have told me over and over, you need to write your stories. The things that you have gone through, they're so entertaining that if you can write that, we will want to read it.
Welcome to the Immigrant Experience in America, a human library of stories that amplify and humanize the journeys of immigrants living across the United States and around the world. Each week, host Simone W Johnson-Smith, author, coach, and cultural bridge builder, dives beneath the headlines to uncover the heart of migration, the courage, complexity, and creativity that shape life between cultures.
Listeners, thanks for joining us in another episode of the Immigrant Experience in America. Our guest is Dr. Reynaldo Whyte, and he's Panamanian-American. How is life there in Alabama? How are things going?
Well, Alabama is a little different than other states. I've lived in four other states, so Alabama it's one of those that it is beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live. The people are a little different because they don't understand cultural diversity, and they normally put you into two categories where you're either white or you're either black, and everything in the middle seems to not really exist here. We've been here now for 26 years.
Yes, and we visited you there in Alabama. Lovely property. So tell us a bit about Dr. Reynaldo. Since I saw you a few years ago, you've done quite a bit. At the time you were pastoring, now you've added several books to your behind your name, and I think you finished your Ph.D. because you were working on it at the time, right?
Oh yes. Well, being a pastor in Alabama is um, it's a journey because you're dealing with a culture that sometimes is a bit repressed, and because of that, both my wife and I we are the type that we like to go get. We like to get things done, and here they're missing a lot of leadership, and everyone is waiting for someone to lead them to do something. So we've been working with our people for them to get some gumption to be able to move on their own, and we've had a lot of successes. We've had people that have gone back to school and gotten their degrees, and some of them are now school teachers and they're leaders in the community, and we have some that are in medical school, and so we've had success in our area. And as far as my doctorate, it is in educational leadership. And the reason why I did that is because there's some places you can only walk into having certain type of prerequisite accomplished. So I wanted to be able to walk in doors that normally other people would resist, for someone that's an Afro Latino in my state to be able to walk in the doors. So, and I spent a good 5 years working on that. But while working on that, I was working at a school, and I was an EL teacher, English language learners, and my school had difficulties with the student bodies having vocabulary and knowing how to use the vocabulary properly, and it happens to be all over the whole state. So, and I went home and I thought, well, what can I do about this? What answers can I give to my school that can benefit the students? And my wife was out at a conference somewhere. She was out of the country, and so I had plenty of time to just think without having respond to anybody. It got to be all in my head, and so I thought that the best thing I can do. My students have told me over and over, you need to write your stories. The things that you have gone through, they're so entertaining that if you can write that, we will want to read it. So while she was gone, I got on the computer and I started to do just that. I just started to write my story, and my story started with me being 5 years old in my home country, and what it was like to live there. And then my dad joined the military, which meant we got to live in the army base. And the army base was surrounded by jungle. So I wrote my story from 5 to 10 years old. and it's called Ray's Transcontinental Tale from Panama to the U.S. And when I finished it, I didn't think it was a book. I just thought I wrote. And my wife came home and I said, you know what, you were gone. I did a little writing, and if you would read it, it'll be great. So she agreed, and I gave her a packet of papers, just printed it out on a regular printer. And she went in the room and kind of locked herself in the room and came out of the room almost crying. She says, "This is great. You need to put it in a book." So that was the birth of the very first book. And when I published it, I didn't know what I was doing, but at least my book got out there, and I had really great reviews of it. And I was surprised. People liked my stories as much as I thought they should like my stories. And they started to buy my book. And I had one complaint, and the complaint kept coming over and over and over. And the complaint was, it was too short. I stayed with the book for a while, and then my wife, we had our daughter was pregnant, and she gave birth to our granddaughter, but our granddaughter was given 1% chance to live. She gave birth to her at 23 weeks. So while she was in the hospital with our grandbaby, I wanted to do something for her to kind of take her mind off everything that she has to focus 24 hours a day. So I gave her the printout that I originally gave my wife, and she said the same thing. This is great. Go ahead and publish it. So I did. But while she was there, the baby was in there for 6 months. So I wrote a kiddie book to go. I picked out one of the favorite chapters of the book, and I did it in for like a kindergarten book. So that ended up being my second book.
Oh, that's sweet.
So all the other books have came up because of necessity. We have my first book, I rewrote it in Spanish. So it's for Spanish readers, the regular Spanish readers, not for school reading. So I wrote that because my father-in-law was trying to read my book, and he had a dictionary right next to him. So he's reading the book and stopping to look up words. So I'm like, okay, let me just rewrite it in Spanish. So I did rewrote it in Spanish. So that ended up being the third book, but still it's just my first book. And then my wife said, I would like to use this for my Spanish class. Is there any way that you can write it with a bit more simple Spanish? So I did. I tried to do it really, really, really simple. I just couldn't do it. It takes too much patience to repeat the same words over and over and over again. So I rewrote it to where if you have a third year Spanish student, so third, fourth, and fifth year doing Spanish, then you can get that book. But I separated book number 1 into 4 parts. And in each one, it has an extra 2 chapters that are not in the original first book. So then I wrote my second book, and we're doing the same process where I did it in English, then I did it in Spanish, and I did a kid's book to go with it. And now I'm doing the 4 separate books for third, fourth, and fifth year Spanish students.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and also the notification bell. We appreciate your support. It helps get the word out to others who can be inspired and encouraged by these stories that we share. Thank you for joining, and welcome.